Ladies and gentlemen.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
I'm the best thing going in sports entertainment today.
I got chills, man. I can't believe it's really gonna happen. It is gonna happen.
It's time!
Here we go!
You're listening to The Squared Circle with your host, Buzz and Dano.
Woo! It's been a long time since we've heard that one.
It's been a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the premiere edition of The Squared Circle live via YouTube, via thesquaredcircle.ca, via your homes.
That is not the last plug, by the way.
My name is Buzz.
My name's Dano.
And we got a special guest today.
We do?
We do. Well, he's not really special. Well, he's special with a
couple.
couple.
Not even really a guest. He kind of just walked in on his own, but that's okay.
We got Knox in the studio here with us. It's actually been exactly a year since the last time we did a show.
Exactly a year?
It's been exactly a year.
Can we get the CM Punk count?
No.
How many days is that?
No.
All right.
160 some odd.
It's 300 and something.
Hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
12 minutes.
Hey, who knows?
38 seconds.
Wow.
39 seconds. It's a long damn time.
Yeah, right? Again, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from YouTube. If you have not heard yet, we were going to be coming to you live.
We're live on a lot of things. We're live on Ustream.
We're live.
I think we're live on Twitter.
We're live.
Instagram, or do we still have these Instagram?
We have everything. There's nothing that we don't have.
Nothing.
You can follow us along.
There you go.
We do. Hey, you can follow us along at Twitter at th_circle at Twitter. You can also go to Facebook, facebook.com/The Squared Circle. You can even go to our website, thesquaredcircle.ca.
Yeah, we're live on Ustream.
Yeah, we're also live on Ustream now.
Hey, you can see us. Here, look.
You can see us on Ustream. So if you're on Ustream, you can go ahead. This edition of The Squared Circle, I know we do have one other guest coming in. They'll eventually come in. This edition of The Squared Circle is about WrestleMania 30. Gentlemen?
Yeah, 30.
Before we get into that, we got to talk about one other thing. On Jeff
a lot of things.
No. Let's get right into WrestleMania 30. First off, before we do that, and we watched Hall of Fame last night.
No, you watched it though.
I did watch it, and I kind of wish I didn't.
I heard a lot of things.
Ultimate Warrior talked for far too long.
What about Mr. T?
No, it was a normal, coherent thing. And it's funny because halfway through his speech, he turned around and he pretty much said, "Guys, that DVD was mean. It needs to be done right."
Was it mean?
And then the crowd started chanting, "Sue, Sue, Sue." Like, who does that? If you're a fan at a WWE event,
yeah, you can't chant. You should have kicked all the fans.
You can chant, but I mean, who's going to chant that? That just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to be able to do that.
It could make a little too much sense.
You know what? I think
blow your mind.
Hey. Gone. WrestleMania 30. It is 30 years in the making, obviously, with the title. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited. I woke up this morning far too excited to be able to get into this.
I woke up like Christmas. I ran into the other room and said, "It's WrestleMania day!"
Every hour I was awake, just getting far too excited.
You were getting real giddy, I bet.
I mean, I went to bed at 5 o'clock yesterday. It was like midnight. Rearranging the studio, going over everything, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'll watch some old wrestling. Maybe I'll watch WrestleMania today. You know, and I
was watching WrestleMania 28 on Ustream.
Oh,
yeah, somebody was streaming it.
SmackDown this week.
You didn't watch SmackDown? Wasn't even SmackDown this week. It was just a pre-show.
Well, I mean,
it was like a 3-day before the pre-show.
They've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years now. So.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I like the pre-show, especially with Hogan and stuff like that. And being at Access, with the WWE Network in the beginning of the road to WrestleMania and this whole week, it feels like we're at WrestleMania.
It should feel like we're at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is in a couple
It's funny because I look over and I'm meaning to say the Super Bowl, and I look over at one of my DVDs over there and it says WrestleMania, and I'm like, okay. No, but it feels like the Super Bowl. It has a very Stanley Cup feel to it. It has a high-level broadcast feel when it comes to the show WrestleMania.
And I can just imagine what the WWE Network looks like.
My God.
I'm kind of pissed. I mean,
well, especially
in Canada, we don't even get it.
And that's just it, right? We're not going to be able to get it in Canada until next year, early next year.
I hear it was at the end of the year.
Well, so that they'll say, but we'll have to wait and see. And I know that there's some Canadians out there, not to really pull it out, but I mean, they are sitting there finding ways to be able to get the WWE Network onto their computer.
Oh, I'm sure they're stealing.
Like let's talk about my cousin here, for example.
Should we?
Well, no, we're going to. Buys an Apple TV because of the WWE Network in Canada.
Yeah.
Right. Well, not available. Buys the Apple TV because he hears that the WWE app is on there.
Yeah.
So he buys it. He's on there. He gets it. Goes through iTunes. Buys it. Watches it for about 2 weeks. iTunes refunds him. And they say, that's it. Unfortunately, you're not authorized to have it. He sends them an email saying that's the whole purpose to buying the Apple TV. It has now been 2.5 months. He has been refunded for the WWE Network, and he still has the WWE Network.
Really?
Yeah.
So everybody go buy an Apple TV.
Well, no, because now on Apple TV it's gone. You can't get it. Yeah. So it's one of those things. Lucky for him, we won't make any claims to who he is, Derek. Anyway, WrestleMania big time. We got the pre-show. We know the pre-show is starting right now on WWENetwork.com. We decided to do this show just for about an hour just to start off WrestleMania so that those people who don't have the WWE Network in Canada can listen to ourselves and go over it with us. Remember, follow along with the conversation at th2circle on Twitter, hashtag the squared circle. Yep. Again, the whole reason for that is because the E was taken. But you can always go to our website, thesquaredcircle.ca. Follow along. The YouTube is on there. Check out our past episodes too as well. Share with your friends. Get us some followers. All that above, guys.
All of the above.
What do you think is going to open up the card? We already know the pre-show. We'll skip the pre-show. Okay. What do we think is going to open up the card?
It's not going to be the Divas match, so they're definitely going to hold that. The Shield. Shield against Kane.
The Shield against Kane.
That'd be a good opener.
That's not a Wyatt match. Maybe
the Wyatt match. Okay. I can't see John Cena being the opener. That is a very good point.
Well, obviously, if you disagree with him, it was not a very good point.
Well, no, it's a valid point because then those are two people to be able to start the show off hot. We've got craziness going on in the studio here. Connected next to it.
Just falling over there.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So
you could hear a chip being crunched in here.
I get a little bit of a gas leak.
Do feel like a sandwich right now.
Yeah, I bet. Give us we'll have as many sandwiches as we can after the show. To start off with.
Yeah, we gotta feed him. I mean, come on, we all need to be fed here. Feed me more.
So the Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws. Hopefully starting off the show for this evening. What do you think about this match?
I don't know. I find it really weird how they just kind of threw this match together. All of a sudden, Kane and the Shield are just... I guess they got to give the Shield something.
Kane
I don't know.
Tights on for the match instead of dressing like somebody's dad. After
he looks like Rob Ford in the ring.
You know what's funny about that is you get you get a guy like Batista who goes out there and rips his jeans off of a fart, a movement.
He's selling those, right?
Yeah, I know. They were on the auction.
Yeah.
And then you got a guy like Kane who comes out and slacks and who rips shit up, kicks a guy in the head, the big boot, all these things, and doesn't even rip a seam, okay?
He's got a better tailor.
big and tall, big and tall.
Big and tall. At Moore's.
What do you think of the New Age Outlaws taking a spot at WrestleMania?
I think I like them back. They still wrestle. They're almost as good as some of the wrestlers.
Well, I hope that they still wrestle because, tonight then it would just be two sticks on a rope.
That's a good point.
VCAM. Oh, that's a whole different story. The Shield making their 1 year mark now when it comes to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Fully been a year.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah. You think they're going to win?
Yeah.
All right.
Roman Reigns.
What do you think?
Roman
Reigns your guy?
I think he's going to win the match.
He's going to win the match. 6 people in the match, but it's going to be Roman Reigns that takes the win.
That's what it is. That's what it's going to be.
How long do you see this match going?
Yeah. That could be a good answer. I think we should time them this year. I think we should try and time this year. I say 8.5 minutes.
8.5 minutes.
Yeah.
8.5 minutes.
14? Wow, it's giving them
14 minutes.
Giving them time.
Remember, it's a 4-hour show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you know what's going to take the longest is the 30-man over the top.
No,
which is a nice segue to that. The Andre the Giant.
Yeah, Hogan's pose. He's going to be out there.
Jesus.
20 minutes.
And Triple H
That
says,
should be a bet on sports bet right now. Is how long is Hulk Hogan gonna pose for at the beginning of the show?
and I believe on Lord
There's gonna be a streak of this. I tell you. I think Hogan is gonna be doing that for every WrestleMania for the next 4 WrestleManias.
He was in TNA doing the same thing, being like, "What, brother? This is where I used to be."
Yeah, he's home in TNA.
As we know, Hulk Hogan, the host of a WrestleMania 30, finally coming home. When I say coming home, obviously needing a payday.
He's coming home.
We got the Andre the Giant, the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, announced by Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, we have 4 empty spots open.
4 empty spots.
Okay. RVD was there. At
Speculation.
RVD was there at the thing.
So far, it actually shows that there's only 3 open spots.
Oh, there's only 3. Okay, so RVD.
I think that's because the most important person that's going to be in it is Brad Maddox.
Brad Maddox right there.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So someone's
had too many sandwiches.
Someone's got a mat on. You got Goldust in there, Sin Cara, Hunico, whatever you want to call him, Sheamus, Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, Big Show. Who is an endless amount of professional wrestlers, superstars that are going to be in there. Who do you think is going to take it?
Okay, now I don't know because it's hard to. Are they going to use it as like a Royal Rumble?
It's a battle royal over the top rope. So
are they going to
elimination?
Are they going to just give it to one of the big guys because it's an Andre the Giant Memorial?
Mm.
That's my thing. Is that what they're doing? Because then it's kind of just like a gimmick match.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Or are they going to use it as a Royal Rumble match? Because now is this person going to be walking around with a goddamn Andre the Giant statue now?
Essentially, I mean,
Be down to Christian and Zack Ryder.
Is this going to turn into Owen Hart and his Slammy Awards?
No, this is going to turn into Edge and his King of the Ring Stanley Cup.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Something similar. Yeah. But with this,
that make you go
with this match, just so the audience or our listeners out there who do not know, and I'm sure Justin seat ripped. I'm sure they're gonna let us know. But a battle royal, all the participants will start in the ring. And with the last man standing on his 2 feet in the middle of the squared circle, no pun intended, will become the victor and the winner of the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm going to have to go with, I hope Wade Barrett's in there.
He probably will be.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for a while.
You got bad news? No, he's got no news whatsoever.
Munoz is coming back.
No news is good news. Segue into the John Cena Bray Wyatt match. I could see this being a mid to high level main event on the card this evening. What are your thoughts, gentlemen?
I don't think it's going to be right before the Divas. I don't think it'll be as good as Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan.
Ooh.
No.
I think John Cena will probably lose and probably go for that storyline that they were going to try and have Daniel Bryan in.
Yeah.
Where he was part of the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
And finally, John Cena might get the chance to actually go heel. I mean,
everybody's waiting for that, I think.
And with the way that the match is set up and the way that everything is going to as well, the odds of John Cena actually becoming heel during this match are probably pretty good.
With Bray Wyatt?
Well, especially...
Ladies and gentlemen, Heath Slater just walked in.
Oh, my God! Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal. Just walked in. Fashionably.
As one of our other hosts joins us in the show, pick up a seat, grab a microphone, whatever you feel like you need to do. We're just in the middle of the Bray Wyatt, John Cena. Thoughts on that, Mike?
That's a lot on
built. I think it's the best built match of the crew. I think of all the matches on the card, I think it's the best one built. I think the fans are into it more so than any other one.
And maybe more so into this John Cena match than any other.
I think that's the case as well. And I think at the end of this, I think it's going to be quite a huge new babyface coming out of it.
Ooh.
I don't think you can't not stop that from happening.
Yeah, the crowd's gonna have a huge.
They're gonna turn on
the show.
That's a very good point. And with the oh, that's a very good point. Oh, that kind of stumped me with that one. With John Cena, yeah, man, because I have some weird feeling that we might get the John Cena heel payday with the passing of the torch, with Daniel Bryan being the face of the company. I could see some kind of shifts of sorts like that. Let's go around the table here and let's find out John Cena or Bray Wyatt. Dano.
Bray Wyatt.
Mike.
I say Wyatt. Cena gets his win back at Extreme Rules.
Okay. Ooh. Knox.
Wyatt. Cena joins the Wyatt family.
Okay.
Ooh.
I like the way that that one kind of. Well, and I'm gonna have to go with John Cena without joining any sort of families.
Any prejudice.
But I don't think we're gonna see him for a while. If you guys, statistically speaking, and I'm sure Knox, because you're on Reddit, the Squared Circle, all the time. There was a statistic on there about John Cena's actually never. This is the first time in a long time that he has a main event, a WrestleMania.
And I think it's good for him.
Yeah, it's quite some time.
What's it been, 26?
26. But remember, they always do kind of like multi-main events, things like that, like other example, right? WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
3 different.
That's 2. WrestleMania 2 was 3 different venues.
That's right, and then number 3 was just in the Pontiac Silverdome. Yeah, so I mean, we've gone over the John Cena match there. What, Mike, we've already gone past all the rest of the guys before that, but let's talk about the number one thing that when it comes to WrestleMania, the big thing of it all, the streak.
Oh.
We got Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
Wasn't me.
Something happened to the mic.
Yeah. We'll get kicked off in a minute. What are your thoughts on the streak and this match and Brock Lesnar taking it? I mean, this is about 2 years, maybe 2-3 years too late.
I hope this match doesn't turn into Brock Lesnar versus the Big Show.
It is 2 years too late. Or it's really just the booking overall of how they've booked Lesnar since he came back. Cena should have been his third match where he could maybe lose at that point, but you should have had him going roughshod for 2 years over everybody, destroying them, and then it's streak versus streak. It's Taker against Lesnar. Lesnar hasn't been beaten since he's come back. They've essentially castrated a monster. 2 weeks ago he was coming off as a crybaby, like putting his tail between his legs, and then he comes out and what are they yelling about him on Raw? That he's a coward, yeah. Over and over and over again. And 10 years ago, 8 years ago, hell, even when he was around, you never would have called Lesnar a coward.
Yeah.
Regardless of a chicken shit heel, but I just don't think that it's they booked it incorrectly.
Yeah, no, and especially that the way that they went out on Raw, I like the way that they went out on Raw with the F5 pretty much showing essentially that it just takes one to keep them down. But we all know The Undertaker, especially when it comes to WrestleMania, he is the kick-out master.
Really quickly too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things. So and I'm still up in the air about the decision of this. I know that the streak, and I do this every year, I think the streak, this could be the year that is broken, like everybody else on Twitter and the Squared Circle and Reddit and whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, we know that the streak is going to stay intact. We know that it's going to stay the same. We know he's not going to lose, and he's going to be the king of WrestleMania as always.
I think you have 2 years before the streak is beat. I think it's beat at 32, if anything.
I don't think he has till 32.
I think he does.
You think so?
You just give him the one match next year's Mania, WrestleMania 32. Rumors are what we find out in the fall or whatever. Rumor is Dallas, Texas, 100,000 seats.
Break record, call it a day. Yeah.
In a way, and it could resemble what was it, X7, which was in Houston.
That's
right?
true.
That
That's
crowd
true.
was insane.
That crowd was hot. Like tonight's crowd in New Orleans is going to be hot at WrestleMania 30. Again, the pre-show is going on right now at the WWE Network, but who cares about that? Because you're on the squaredcircle.ca. You're sharing it with your friends via Facebook and Twitter. We're live currently going on. Guys, who do you think is going to win? Dano, who's your pick on Undertaker, Lesnar?
I'm going to go with Undertaker. You can't take away the streak. You just can't.
Absolutely.
It's booked bigger than the belt. It's the streak. Taker goes over.
It's the streak. Knox?
Taker. Unless, Brock somehow does a shooting star press and breaks both their necks.
Ooh, Jesus. Hey, I was there for
Very
that.
possible. You have to think about it. This is probable.
And am I the only one that finds this whole streak thing a little played out? Like, it's fun, but at the same time, it's just like, whoop-de-doo, Undertaker's going to win this year again. Whoop-de-doo, Undertaker's going to win.
It's been the exact same build since Michael's loss. So 27, 28, 29, 30. Exactly the same booking. And what also makes it kind of weird is it's the same guy doing it that did last year. It's Paul Heyman talking smack against The Undertaker.
I don't like how it's only like a month build to it, too.
That's
he comes back for
and that's got everything to do with Lesnar's contract and dates and things like that, and them not properly utilizing that character on that limited schedule. You know, he did not need to work a random pay-per-view, you know, like an Extreme Rules or something like that. I understand the post-WrestleMania bump, but, you know, I think the main question is do we see something like a Lesnar character kind of thing come back where they have that limited date run, they have that pay-per-view payday with how the network is? How are guys getting paid? How do you bring in these guys for these one-offs for big pay-per-views to get their payday to boost the buy rate, because you don't need to boost the buy rate anymore.
When we're talking about The Undertaker and his streak, and just to go back to Knox on what he said, I totally understand what you mean. With the streak, though, it's one of those things where, yeah, every year we sit there, and it is played out. It is one of those things that keeps going on and on and on and on and on. But with the streak and with those fans, you know it's that what if chant. How many years in the last 5 years? Because I mean, we've all been kind of watching this for the last 12 years, all the WrestleManias.
Yeah.
When we look at the last 5 years, especially the last 5 years, a lot of us, I mean, how many times, as a big Triple H mark as you are, how many times have you thought that this is the time that the game is going to take it? This is the time that he's going to end the streak. This is where he grabs that shovel from underneath his bed where that bag of gold is, and buries the Undertaker once and for all. But I mean, that's what I look forward to every year with this streak. I look for the what's if, the what if he does get beat? Where does the Undertaker go from there? You know, even if he does get beat one day, do we see do we see it in the main event of a WrestleMania? And do we see the ring all of a sudden, because WWE is great at their smoke and mirrors, the ring just dissipates and this blue or purple smoke comes out and the ring's just gone. That's it. The Undertaker, the streak's over with. I think that's how they'll go out with it, but that's just my opinion. But tonight, Brock Lesnar is going to be defeated by the Undertaker for sure. Yeah, it's nothing more, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I mean, if you're a fan and you're sitting out there and you're thinking, you know, Brock Lesnar does have a chance, put down the Elmers, my friend.
Put it down.
Yeah.
Put the sandwiches down. We've been talking about sandwiches.
all kinds of sandwiches. Yeah, so, I mean, we've got one of the most important matches to talk about now. One of the biggest builds. It's been about half a year.
The Divas match.
That's right.
I've been waiting to talk about this all day.
By the way, 14 women's Divas match. Single fall? How do you book that?
That's it. It's didn't that mean? But
there's going to be 9 or 10 of them just laying outside of the ring at one point.
For me, the biggest thing of that match, I know that's not what we want to talk about right now, but I need to get this off my chest. I'm hoping for another incident of Oksana's straight knee to the face and ruining some other girl. Like, I think with 14 girls in the ring, we are destined to see at least 2 major injuries.
Yeah, at least.
Or
possibly 3 nipples.
I was going to say, we didn't even talk about the wardrobe here. I mean, come on, guys.
Did we talk about Oksana?
No, realistically, though.
That was the worst outfit on her. They need to change her outfit.
Realistically, though, with this match, one fall, we're overdoing it because, I mean, essentially, they can't do a battle royal.
Because it was already one.
You know what I mean? Overbooking on that one.
And they have to throw him over the
you know what I think they should have done, and this is my professional opinion, is I think they should have done a kennel match. I'm just saying. No. 14 divas running around the ring. That's a kennel enough, right?
Championship scramble.
Who do you think is going to have the outcome of this one? Oh, first off, actually, let's not even get into that. We know, and you and I, Mike, we talked about this. We know somebody's going to be showing up. Could it be a Karma? Could we see a China? Could we see a...
Why do you make threats like that?
What about
Lana gets in?
Lita?
No, it's Lana.
No.
Who's Lana?
The Rusev's.
I'm joking. Yeah.
I don't think she wrestled in
NXT
NXT, though. I don't think she wrestled in NXT, though.
Not on TV. Not on TV.
Just a personality.
Just on house show. She's fairly new. Like, she only signed...
I say Sasha Banks.
Lita comes back and beats up AJ. There you go.
Ooh.
Or, you know what? The best thing, if you're going to bring in a random diva and you're going to bring one from NXT, I think the one that would get the funniest reaction would be Bayley. Because of her, like, mark-out moment stuff. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. See her walk out and then just be Star Trek and, like, faint in the entranceway and not actually get into the match.
The rumor alert is Mae Young's going to be in the match.
But she's dead. I was just like, wait a minute.
Sorry, I didn't
Oh, my God. Way to kill that conversation. Yeah, thanks there, Dano.
She died, and she did die.
Wait a minute. Was she there?
I knew you had to Google it.
I just want to say I think there's one thing that we can take off the books as a surprise. As much as I want it to happen, it's not happening.
Are you talking about Sting?
I am talking CM Punk.
Why don't we
Just because.
Let's stick with the matter at hand here.
Well, I'm just saying-
We're still talking about the Divas.
I got it.
We'll get into this. We'll get into
We
this.
know he's not there
He's
banging
right
his
here.
lady.
He's
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah,
What
he's
else
right
is that?
there.
He's at the
He's
Black
at
Ops
the
game.
Black Ops
Yeah,
game.
and
Which was this morning.
which is fine.
It was actually a really good game.
Do we remember though that when he went to the UFC and he quickly flew right over to the Rumble right away, the same day
That's
within
true.
4 hours?
That's true.
So,
Like 3-4 hours.
but then again, I'm not going to be one of those people that are going to hope he's
don't
gone. I don't mind. Let him be
Stone Cold
gone.
think this happening.
That's why he showed up, right? And today,
Alright.
The Rock showed up. But to get back onto it, who do we think is going to win the Divas, whatever the hell you want to call it, kind of match?
Tamina. I'm gonna go with Tamina.
Tamina by
I think
Dano.
she's gonna pin AJ.
Go
I
ahead,
can see
Mike.
that happening. I think somehow AJ gets some swarmy way out of this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe Vicky gets in and she somehow pins Vicky.
Apparently, Vicky is going to be leaving the company after 10 years.
I
Finally,
heard Kane
that's it.
has an insurance company
Yes.
with his wife.
Yeah. Actually, last night at the Hall of Fame,
Hence the suit.
Lita referred to him as Glenn Jacobs last night instead of Kane. Well, there was a lot of kayfabe break-ins last night. Actually, too much.
At the Hall of Fame, can you not? Like, that's the thing.
It's the
Do you
only time
go
I
in
think
as
you're allowed
character, or are
under-
you going in?
No,
Aside
no.
from DVD, I think it's the only time you're allowed to break.
Which is, yeah. Do I even need to ask you? Are you just going to keep throwing your hands up?
What are you talking about?
Who's going to win the Divas Championship? AJ? What happened to the...
I just like doing the end.
Yeah, he likes doing the Emma thing. She used to wrestle here, right?
Really?
Yeah, ECCW.
Yeah, we have a picture.
Tanila Tela or whatever. Tequila, or I can't remember how to pronounce her name. I do that all the time. Anyway, she used to wrestle for the ECCW. She actually was going out with Scotty Mac there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you had all this time to see her here locally. But
We had a lot of people come through here
we did, yeah.
before and after.
Sorry, guys, we're sharing a microphone
Sharing
between 3 people, so
It's all right.
back and forth. When Mike goes, please twist over.
Oh, I'll twist.
Let's talk about the main event. In my opinion, one of the biggest things to ever happen because it's going to segue to the biggest main event. Let's talk about Triple H, Daniel Bryan.
Okay, so this match is going to happen before the title match.
Well, I would.
Guaranteed. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen.
Really?
I think it's...
No, hold on. Knox, please say what you're going to say because it kind of has no choice but to happen before the championship match, considering that the winner is in the championship match. Thanks for coming out,
They
Dano.
should have just made it a very live match.
I think...
See?
I think it'll be either the first or second
Nope.
second match on the card.
Twist it. It's the microphone only.
This way?
That
Okay.
way. There we
I think it'll be either the first or second match on the card.
Okay.
Because it gives that time frame to continue building a storyline throughout. The Bryan's going to get a win somehow through some interference. Could it be Shane O'Mac?
Mm.
Could it be Vince? Could it be somebody of a McMahon ilk or something like that causing a problem?
So what you're saying is Daniel Bryan needs somebody to help him win against Triple H.
I don't want to say that, but that's very good.
They haven't added the
That's not what I was-
stipulation because I know there was rumors
No.
going around at lordsofpain.net and a Pro Wrestling Torch, and I know you like to go to that one, and Raja.com. They were talking about speculation of it either being a submission or a no disqualification. Now I can see the no disqualification working because then we'll have somebody come out to kind of bury that is.
But I think,
and we know it's not Punk because he's at the
No,
Chicago
and I
game
think it could
currently.
be something like, I don't think it'll be this person, but for example, like Kane coming down and chokeslamming Bryan, and Bryan
Absolutely.
kicks out.
With a hug.
Like they. Does he give him like a giant belly to belly? But I think he ends up.
But he's got to do the brother love.
I think
love you.
I think something happens to Bryan and he overcomes it.
Okay.
I think that's what's
Yeah.
going to happen in that match, where he overcomes it, and then Hunter will somehow spin it to say that he got screwed, and it becomes a 4-way, not a 3-way for the title.
Ooh, a 4-way, not a 3-way. Everybody loves a 3-way, but can't
And I
handle
think
a
that
4-way.
that's something within the past couple of weeks, just the way it's been built, and how, in reality, for the fan, the main event of WrestleMania, the moment that everybody wants, is Bryan going over Hunter. And I think you could even have that. No, I know it's not what you want, but I think that would be what you could have in the main event. You could have him say Batista bombs Hunter, and Bryan somehow hits Batista with the knee and takes the pin on Hunter.
Boom, yeah.
He gets the title. You kickstart a program with Batista because Bryan's stolen his win, and there you go. You got your next program.
When it comes to Knox wanting Triple H to win, I know that you looked in your closet before you got here, tried to find that jean jacket that you had cut off from years ago. Because I was watching the WrestleMania Rewind and how Triple H was all sitting there thinking about how he wasn't sure if the fans were gonna come back and appreciate him. And I remember because it was 2002, 2003, we were killing it. We were because you were with us when we were at our buddy Justin's place when we were in high school there, going over it. But from that point forward, Knox literally wore that fucking thing almost every goddamn day. And I swear he still gets out of bed and most likely grabs the bottle of water. No, he doesn't drink water. Pepsi or something. And then sprays it out and gives him he takes his own Pepsi plunge right into the toilet. Daniel Bryan, Triple H, and I like the way, Mike, that you talk about the way it's going to go into a four-way. And the way that they built it up on Monday Night Raw with the video packages and how professional it was done, both characters seem, yes, they're going to be in the main event because those video packages are main event quality. They're not just somebody added into the card. It's not just an obstacle. It's a storyline to progress us to where we need to go. Because frankly, Randy Orton and Batista just aren't selling it for us.
Okay, well then, if that happens, if Triple H is in the main event, does that save the main event from not having Daniel Bryan in it?
I think
that's enough for the crowd.
No, because I mean, essentially, they're not there. As much as we all still love Triple H and the way that Triple H has been over the years, I don't think that he is the drawing factor. I really think Daniel Bryan has been the drawing factor, and the way that they've set it up from SummerSlam to this point, it has to be his time to shine. He's been shit on for the last half a year. I'm sorry. Are you wearing a Wildlife Foundation shirt? Is that what that is?
No,
it's an Enjoy skate.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a what?
It's an Enjoy. It's a skateboarding company.
Who fucking cares?
Talking to the man in red with a rooster blonde haircut.
It's the closest thing I could find to a WWF.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like it though. Yeah, touche on the pun. I don't know if it's a pun or a conundrum, but I like it.
It's a conundrum.
A conundrum.
That's too funny. Why don't we go around the room and let's find out Triple H, Daniel Bryan.
I like the four-way thinking. I don't think that's going to I think they'll just put Daniel Bryan in and it'll be a triple threat. That's how I think it's going to turn out. But I like the four-way. I like that.
I could see it going both ways, but I think it's going to be Bryan who gets the win going into the main event, because if he's not in that main event is going to get shit on so bad. And this isn't like last year's or the year before's Mania where it's an open air stadium where the sound goes right out. The sound is going to come back down because they're in a dome. And do you want everybody sitting at home on the network or sitting at home watching it on TV on pay-per-view? Really, all they're hearing is essentially, I could see it because it's a smart crowd saying, fuck this shit. I could see that kind of a chant coming out. I could see something just tearing them down. Yeah, this is bullshit, or just boring chants, or fuck. You see everybody in the front row on hard camera side turn their back. If something like that happens, it's not something that you want to see on the grandest stage of them all, on your big moment that you're supposed to create another superstar and have years worth of merchandise sales and all that stuff out of it. You've got that in your back pocket right now. You've got the greatest rags to riches story out there right now, and it goes hand in hand. It has to be Bryan.
For those who were just following us, we finally just went live on Ustream, on live stream. Sorry, I had kind of a technical issue there. Yeah, for anybody who is joining us live now on Ustream or live stream, sorry, why do I keep saying that? Because Dano said it earlier. We are ready to go. We're up and going. We apologize. We have gone over the entire card. We are pretty much at Triple H and Daniel Bryan, and we're going to talk about the main event. If you have any issues with the live stream, you can go to thesquaredcircle.ca. Click on the video. We're live on YouTube currently. You can follow along with the conversation at TH Squared Circle on Twitter, because the E was taken, so it's TH. And let's go along from there. Now that we're there and we've caught up everybody to the speed, Knox, Triple H, Daniel Bryan, who's your pick to win?
The Yes Movement is ridiculous. Triple H should win, but everybody knows they're going to give it to Bryan because he's to go to the WWE.
I want to know. Aside from just being a fan of Hunter, why do you think that Triple H should be the one to win? Because I have something in the back of my mind as to why I think it would work, and I think that it would work as him being the COO of the company and coming out on Raw and getting a shit ton of heat. And I've thought about this as well: do you have Hunter win Mania and have Bryan go over Hunter on Raw?
Oh, Raw's almost better than WrestleMania.
For a bigger moment, and there's more people watching.
Exactly.
That's the other, and really now you're not pushing to a pay-per-view. You're pushing.
I think
he's putting a resume in the next time they have a job offer.
I just think that nowadays everything's so predictable. The whole lead up to it shows that Daniel Bryan's getting his ass beat, handed to him every time. And just to give him the win at WrestleMania, that's a fairy tale ending. Mm-hmm. I'm sick of the fairy tale endings. Okay. The PG era is pretty much over. It's the
reality era.
Reality era, right?
Kayfabe 2.0.
Exactly. Let's disappoint the fans. Let's not give them everything they want. Let's show them that this is reality. Reality sucks.
Yeah. That's a good way.
And with Triple H actually deeming us now in the reality era with the WWE Network and the way that WrestleMania was built up to today, actually, and we're actually about an hour and a half away to being live on WrestleMania. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting very excited.
I think it just moved.
Hey, it might have just. It went from the left to the right. My pick for this match. It's up in the air, but I'm going to have to go with Daniel Bryan. Too much has gone on in the last, 6 months to not have something going on, for him to not garnish a win. But with that being said, let's segue to the main event. We have the main event. The winner of the Royal Rumble.
We don't have a main event yet, though.
Well, we kind of do. We have two people in the main event for the WWE
we have one
World Heavyweight Championship.
And Batista just happens to be there.
Okay, just because he's bringing his skinny jeans doesn't mean anything, okay? I even like when he did that interview when he talked about his skinny jeans. Stop moving that too much.
Did you see that they are auctioning off the ripped pants from Raw the other day?
I did see that.
$150.
Somewhere Carrier's scrounging up his change.
Yeah. So we got the main event: Daniel Bryan, Batista. Hopefully Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton's definitely in there. Batista's going to be in there, guys. What do we think? Depending on who's going to go, and we already know we don't really know who's going to go into that main event, but just those two alone, if it wasn't for what's going on, do you think those two could carry this WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship here in the main event?
No.
Absolutely not?
No. They were going to They didn't really hijack Raw, the one Raw that they were going to hijack it. I think the WWE played it up more just so it looked like they were actually hijacking it, and then they were trying to bring a whole reality era stuff into it. But I think they totally would have done something. They would have been booing the John Cena Randy Orton match at was it SummerSlam? No, it wasn't SummerSlam.
One Night Stand?
No, it was just recently.
It was just recently.
They really just shit on the match.
It was right after the Daniel Bryan match, I think. It was the Royal Rumble. It was Royal Rumble. They totally shit all over that match, and it could have been a good match because they've been having good matches on Raw and stuff, and it could have been a good match, but they just shit all over it. So it couldn't happen. They at least saved themselves on this one, doing a triple threat.
Yeah, I think they booked themselves into a corner, and they could not have these two go into Mania and be the only two guys. I think that the winner of the match will be whoever goes in from the Bryan Hunter match, regardless of who it is. If it's just one of them, it's whoever goes into that match gets that win. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's Bryan or Hunter. It's not Orton or Batista.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with you on a little bit of that. The way I see it, either if Daniel Bryan somehow does win, then he probably is going to take the title. But if Triple H gets in there with the 3 former members of Evolution, this is why Batista came back. It's for the title. They're going to give it to him.
I think he's going to get it eventually.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's right now. That's me. But to your point, I absolutely think that you could do that if Hunter was in the match. You could have him go, have Batista go over.
Especially with how the WWE is so. Here's the beginning. Here's what the whole
Here's what
story.
the end may look like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to.
Just the predictability of the WWE states that either Batista or Bryan, if Bryan wins the match against Hunter.
And I could see that going either way. And it would be kind of interesting to see Batista just playing the utmost heel after winning, and just standing on the top of the ropes and yelling, "Deal with it."
Batista.
Just want to give a quick shout out to the people on live stream: William, Rajesh, Hector, Slim Fast, Jasmine, Denny, Jason, and so on. If you guys are on the live stream, you can also go to our website at the Squared Circle, thesquaredcircle.ca. Check the YouTube link right there. And our YouTube page is being fixed right now, but our video is still going live on the website. And the name of our YouTube currently is just Buzz Dano, because it won't let me put it as the Squared Circle, but that'll be changing. If you guys have any questions at all during the show and you want to get on the show, maybe and have your question answered by one of these esteemed panels over here. No Shawn Michaels on the WWE Network or Booker T. No, but you can. That's who's on right now. Yeah. You can tweet us at TH Squared Circle at Twitter. Okay. With that being said, we've got the main event. Okay. Do we see a new WWE champion crowned this evening?
Yes.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Do we have?
Yes.
Do we see a new champion being crowned
Yes,
tonight?
absolutely. Regardless of how it sounded as not, because that's that.
Yeah. Do you think tomorrow night we see a new championship?
Like a new belt?
Yeah.
I think it's a possibility, but I think they just drop the big gold one and keep the big W, because it's too new.
But do you think though that they'll do the new network or the logo though, the network logo?
Oh. Ooh.
I think that'll be redone with a new logo.
That's a chunk of money.
Because I don't know about you guys, but after this past week, with the WrestleMania Access and everything like that, I think the WWE Network is the unbelievably most badass thing I've ever seen out there. With the WrestleMania today, the Hall of Fame live last night, the red carpet show, and just the way that they're doing everything. I know a lot of the guys like Michael Cole, are working overtime with this. Renee Young doing a wonderful job with everything that she's doing, and I know your feelings on that. I just think that this network is it's blowing my mind every time they come up with something. And we know that in an hour and 15 minutes that it's going to be the ultimate test whether or not the WrestleMania 30 will hold up on us being still in Canada. Obviously, we're ordering it safely on pay-per-view. Thank you. WrestleMania 30, it is finally here.
We got a lot of babyface wins on this.
We did actually that we went over. Yeah, there are quite a few.
So now I think AJ's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she does. I think AJ will be somebody who keeps it. Who did you guys pick for the Rumble to win the
Royal Rumble?
Yeah, or sorry, the Battle Royal.
No.
Surprise.
I was questioning whether they're going to give it to the Big Show because it's an Andre the Giant memorial, or if they're going to actually have it like an actual Royal Rumble match. And then I was really worried that it was going to turn into an Owen Hart Slammy Award kind of thing, where the Andre the Giant statues can be.
I definitely think the Andre's statue is getting broken, because who wants to carry that through airport customs for the next 6 months? Yeah. But
no, I think it'll actually come in a briefcase. Like I think somebody's gonna carry that with them, and it's not gonna be a rib.
I think it's gonna be left on the truck and it gets moved from show to show. But I think in that it's either gonna be Big Show, or the only thing that you can do is really have Big Show go into the end and have somebody by themselves eliminate Big Show, just the way we talked about this, Buzz, a couple weeks ago, saying that you could do a spot just like when Benoit won the Royal Rumble.
Well, parental advisory.
When Benoit won the Rumble and he pulled Big Show over the top rope through the choke and dragged him over there, it was one guy pulling a huge monster over the top rope and eliminating him by himself. And I could see that happening. It gives a big spot and it makes a guy on that spot. But other than that, I think it's Big Show. So that is a lot of babyface wins, really, when we think about it now.
We need a heel out there. Go out there and give him the big boot. Big ginge.
Now, who do you think is going to be the 3 special entries?
I know it's guys that I don't think it's guys that are on the roster that aren't announced. I don't think we're going to see Bad News Barrett in there. I think we're going to see him on the show, but he's not going to be in a match.
You don't think so?
No. I don't think he's going to show up in the Rumble. Hey man, you can't have the linear champion lose the title in a battle royal. That's just not right.
I suppose that's a very good point. Yeah.
But no, I think
RVD was at the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he was, and I see him coming back tomorrow for sure. I see him coming back tomorrow for sure. But do we see Jake in the battle royal?
Ooh.
Anything's possible.
Ooh. After last night's speech, I don't know.
Or Austin.
I can't
just come in and stun everybody.
And just throw and a beer bash
and have Ziggler sell it right over the top rope.
You know what I actually thought was what I thought was weird about last night's Hall of Fame, just to go into that real quick, is Rey Mysterio cracking a beer and taking a sip. I thought that was very weird for a WWE superstar to do that on television. Besides Austin, I just thought it was very, for a kid-friendly kind of character like that, I just thought it was a little weird.
I think it's a guy whose contract's coming up and doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, or I just think it's a guy that was peer pressured with Arn trying to double fist 2 beers, being like, I don't think he needs it, but I'll sip it, kind of thing. But anyway.
Or it was just a beer and we're looking into it too far.
I think that's really it.
Thanks for being so cynical.
This isn't Punk, Jericho, and Foley kind of hijacking the show for that 5 minutes, and then all of them getting in shit backstage afterwards.
I mean, this was taking place in the States, where the beer is located next to the Kool-Aid in the grocery store.
And let's not forget, this is New Orleans, where there is no last call and public drinking is legal.
Ooh, very good point.
Actually encouraged.
Yes.
Yeah. WrestleMania, guys. Another 10 minutes left of the show, and then we're going to go on to the pre-show. Remember, you can follow us along at Twitter at The Squared Circle. Well, it's TH Squared Circle.
I don't know who took the E, but if I find you,
it's an E.
I swear to God,
it's an E.
I'll cut your neck.
No. Guys, thanks for being on the show here. Just before we go, we're going to talk about quick sponsors. Quick shows. We got All Star Wrestling. If you're in the Vancouver area and you want to see some independent wrestling, make sure to check out All Star Wrestling with a lot coming up on
April 11th.
No, it's not April 11th. Right. On April 26th in Cloverdale, okay? If you're in the Vancouver area, you have to check this out. Tommy Dreamer is coming to All Star Wrestling on April 26th at 7:30 p.m. show. A lot of
Does he wear an ECW shirt?
Ooh, maybe he's gonna wear an AS. It's an ASW show.
I'm just saying.
All Star Wrestling. You'll have Michelle Starr there. You'll have Azim the Dream, Christopher Isaac, Disco Fury, Nick Price, Maddox Static, and so many much more. Also, go and check out ECCW. They've been putting on some great shows with the Pacific Cup that just passed with Kyle O'Reilly. Was just here. Tony Baroni ended up becoming the NWA Canadian Junior Heavyweight Champion. And then I believe, I didn't actually check who won the heavyweight championship, but I know Cole Bishop ended up walking home with the Pacific Cup of 2014, so that's a pretty cool thing. Remember, guys, you can always go to our website, thesquaredcircle.ca. Follow us on Twitter. We got the E on the website. Follow us on Twitter at TH Squared Circle.
Instagram.
I don't know what the Instagram is.
TH Squared Circle.
TH Squared Circle. You can even
we're on Facebook at the Squared Circle, but there's a band called the Squared Circle, so don't follow them. Make sure it's us.
Very good point. And for everybody that is on live stream, I really appreciate you guys being on there. Anybody who's on YouTube listening to us live currently right now, we really appreciate it for our first live show. We'll be coming back every month whenever it comes. Well, we're going to be doing more than one show, but our live shows will be on the pay-per-views. Send in your questions at questions@thesquaredcircle.ca. If you have questions, go to the website.
Answers.
We will have everything there listed for you just with the click of a mouse. I hope you guys really enjoyed the show. Enjoy WrestleMania this evening. My name is Buzz.
My name's Dano.
My name's Smitty.
I'm Knox.
We thank you very much, and we hope you guys enjoy this year's WrestleMania.